Hi, Cancer. This is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Are we looking at life, love, career, or health? And then clarify with various oracle decks. So let's see what's going on with you guys for the first half of August. Not much. All right. All right. So we got Two of Cups in reverse, Knight of Wands in the upright, Three of Cups in reverse. Some sort of a relationship that you were hoping to move forward on fell apart. And now you have gone in, whoops. Oh, wow. A serious relationship. One that you were like ready to celebrate in the Wheel of Fortune card. Okay, so this is, at the moment, it feels like there was a relationship, a very significant relationship that you thought you were in the middle of or going to be a part of, that you thought you were going to be moving forward on, that fell apart, and you found out differently that you're not going to be celebrating. You are not going to be moving forward on that. And so now now you're like going in within, you like kind of asking yourself, what just happened? How did I let this, how was I so fooled? That is the word I want to say. How did I get so fooled by that person? How did I fool myself? How did that person fool me? And the Wheel of Fortune card. So some major shit went down, and it changed your life considerably, because what you thought was going to happen did not happen. And I feel like you're just kind of sitting there stunned at the moment and trying to pick up the pieces. I feel like you're trying to pick up the pieces of what just happened. So it was quite devastating to you. Whatever happened was very devastating. And I think at this point in time, you're trying to figure out, did that person lie to me all of this time, or was I lying to myself? Where was the discrepancy? Where was the discrepancy? Let me see if I have one. Do I have one more coming into this out? Where was the discrepancy? Okay. Two cards. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and Queen of Cups. So what it feels like is, okay, somebody got really super emotional about this, and it feels like this Queen of Cups is you. And when this all went down, you like started say, I just feel like I want to say you lost your shit. And you said some very hurtful things that you wish you could take back, and you can't take back. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, if she was in the upright, she would be somebody who was in control. Okay. And so you were not in control when you like went off the deep end. So So whatever happened, you did not react well. And now there's all I can say is it feels like some major devastation, and you're just kind of looking at the devastation, trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces. I'm just going to leave it at that. What do I need to do to pick up the pieces? And what do I need to do to make sure this never happens to me again? What do I need to reevaluate in my life? Do I need to reevaluate the people in my life? Do I need to reevaluate the way I was thinking about things? How did I let this happen? So you have got a lot of, it's like you're mad at everybody. You're mad at the other person. You're mad at yourself. And I feel like I'm hearing a lot of I told you so. So I also feel like there were a lot of and this is also sucks, because it feels like after this all went down, whatever happened, it feels like all the friends now are coming up going, I told you so. I told you that was what was going to happen. And you ignored them. So there was a mismatch between your head and your heart. Your heart was telling you one thing and your head was telling you something different. And there was a mismatch, a misalignment. All right, so let's see if we can figure out, I'm going to just do some emotions here, because what emotions are you currently feeling? I feel like at the moment, numb is the word that I want to say. You're feeling kind of numb to this whole situation, because it's like you don't know how to feel after this whole thing happened. So let's see, what are your current emotions that you are feeling? Inadequate. So if that person broke up with you or told you, no, you are not the person that I see myself in the future. It brought a lot of self-worth, inadequate stuff out. You're exhausted, relieved in the reverse position. No, you are not relieved because you did not see this coming. And curious, but I can't remember how curious. No, I feel like that's curious. You are curious. You're curious to find out the details. You are now, it feels like you want to go back to the past and put the puzzle back together and figure out where you missed. So you are doing a review. You are doing a life review. You are doing a review of this particular relationship to figure out where you went wrong. Because it does certainly feel like you got a little blindsided there. You are not expecting, whatever happened, you were not expecting. I mean, you were planning your future and you were heading down this way, and you were in your head maybe planning the wedding, and this guy or gal or maybe, and then it doesn't even have to be like a wedding or anything. Maybe you thought you were going to go into business with somebody, or I don't know, whatever the case is, whatever situation you saw yourself in, they did not see this, they were not aligned with you. So what other emotions are you feeling at this point in time? Oh, my nose itches. You are feeling resentful. Part of the reason you are feeling resentful is your ego is screaming bloody murder right now, because I feel like I'm hearing egg on your face. You feel like you've got egg on your face, and you are feeling resentful about that, because now you've got all these people going, I told you so, I told you so, and you don't like that. And embarrassed. I'm not even sure if it was up or down, but it does feel like you're a little bit embarrassed. So it feels like there's some ego squeaking, squawking, and you got triggered. And what? Yep, there's one more in here. Whatever there it is. And panicky. Okay, so this thing that went down just changed your life trajectory. So whatever you had plans, it was like you saw a solid future coming down the road, and everything got flipped upside down, and you have lost your footing, and you no longer feel solid about your future whatsoever. I mean, okay, so this was a tower moment. I did not get a tower card, but whatever happened was a tower moment for you. It shook the crap out of you. It shook your foundation. It shook your world. you were going this way and all of a sudden you came to a screeching halt and now you're like going, oh my God, what do I do? So it was a complete shock to the system and a tower moment, as we call it. Let me think. What do I want? I've got all kinds of cards out here. So let me think. What kind of cards do I want? I don't want those yet. I want these. What question do I want to ask? So, okay. So what signs, what are some red flags, or what are some things that you ignored that if you'd have been paying attention to, this might not have happened? So what were you ignoring? What signs were you ignoring that helped create this situation? What signs were you ignoring? You were ignoring instinct. Now, what that means to me is your intuition is part of your instinct. You know, like your instinct that somebody's walking up behind you is part of your intuition. You are ignoring your instinct. You are ignoring your internal dialogue or internal signs that there were red flags and that something was off. You ignored that. You chose to ignore that. You chose to ignore that. What else did you choose to ignore? Gossip. Oh, so there was some rumors around about this person, and you were like, nope, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know any of that stuff, and I'm gonna let the chips fall where they may. And the chips did fall where they may. They just didn't fall the way you thought they were going to. So there was some gossip and rumors going around about maybe the character of this person not being on the up and up or whatever. So you ignored that. What else did you ignore that maybe some red flags that might have stopped this from happening? What other red flags? Victim. Is that you? Okay, so this feels like you are in victim mode right now, that this happened. Okay, so this feels like you're like going, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. And you are playing maybe the victim card of this. But the thing is this happened to you because you ignored certain signs. You are not the victim. You should be taking full responsibility for ignoring these red signs. And right now you're not seeing that. So you maybe are ignoring the fact that you like to blame everybody else for your circumstances instead of yourself. So keep that in mind. You bring into your reality what you need to learn. And apparently there was something very valuable here that the universe wanted you to learn. And I believe that is a lot about paying attention to your gut reactions, your instinct. Despondence. Let me think about that. Despondent. Okay, so, okay, numbing is coming to me. Let me tie that in. Despondent would be someone who's kind of out of it to me. You know, like on the medical shows, they always say like they're despondent, meaning they're not like reactive, they're not, you know, they're not alert, they're not aware or whatever. And you were ignoring that and maybe numbing out feelings that, you know, like you were trying to ignore those like little red flags that were cropping up, and you were like numbing them or whatever and ignoring them and not aware of them. Does that make sense? What else were you, what other red flags were you? Forgiveness. This feels like this has something to do with for some reason, it feels like forgiveness of your father. Because maybe your father pulled something like this and you brought in somebody in your life that was similar to that, and you had not forgiven him yet for being that way. And this is maybe why this came in, was to show you imperfections of people and that you need to forgive people for their imperfections. But that doesn't mean you have to bring them into your life just because, I don't know, for some reason it feels like there's some similarity between this person that just did this to you and your father. I don't know why. Let me get one more. What else? What other red flags or whatever did you ignore that you should have been paying attention to? Darn it. Wisdom, to me, that again is instincts, intuition. You were ignoring you were ignoring what people were telling you. You were ignoring what your body was telling you. You were ignoring the little voices in your head. You had all kinds of opportunity ahead of or before you to let you know this was not a good situation. This was not going to go your way. This was not going to work out. And you kept ignoring that. And that's why this come back and bit you in the ass, is because you ignored it. And you were ignoring the fact that you were out of balance. So there was something very out of balance about this relationship. You gave. That other person wasn't giving their portion. You were ignoring that. So everything about this feels like there was lots and lots and lots of warning signs that you chose to just pretend like it wasn't there and that it'll go away. They don't. So then everything came crumbling down. So let me think. Okay. So these are, I'm not going to say blocks. I just used this in the previous reading. I like the words that I used. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to rewatch that now. I can't remember. Let's just say these are some things that you need to look into to help you move forward. In order to move forward from this situation and make sure that it doesn't happen again, here are some issues, some sticking points. I think that was the word. Here are some sticking points that you need to take a look at so something like this doesn't happen again. Spring. I feel like that's all about divine timing. You cannot hurry the flowers to bloom. You are in a big hurry to get something somewhere. You were in a big hurry. Perhaps you were in a big hurry to get down the aisle because you have baby fever. Perhaps you were in a big hurry to get the document signed because you had to move out of your house at X amount of time. Whatever the case was, it feels like you were in a big hurry and you were trying to speed up divine timing, and that's part of where the ignoring came in, was you were trying to make things happen on your timeline, and that doesn't, the universe doesn't work that way. The universe has its own timeline, and you trying to speed things up does not make a hill of beans to them. Balancing the scales. So there's that balance card again. So there's something about you right now that's very out of balance. Perhaps your divine masculine, feminine energies are out of balance. It's a sticking point. You need to get into balance. You're out of balance. Whatever the case, I feel like I want this one. The answer is yes. So as I'm doing this reading, you may be sitting there going, oh my God, if she says blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what your question is, but the answer is yes. Understanding. Okay, so it's a sticking point for you. Understanding other people's positions, understanding their backgrounds, their history, why people do the way things they do. And I also feel like the word judgment and judgmental might come into that. You're not very understanding of other people's situations, and that might be one of the reasons that person said, I don't see you in my future, or I don't want to do this with you because you're not very understanding, and I'm not perfect, and I'm going to screw up, and then we're going to be fighting all the time every time I mess up. So whatever the case is, I hate being so hard on you, but this is what's coming out. Summer. This to me makes me feel like you need to just go lay on the beach someplace and relax and think and let the sun soak in, and think about what's happened, and think about what kind of adjustments that you need to make to get back into balance. There are some past life stuff that you need to rectify. There are some wounds that need to be healed, all kinds of stuff that is coming up because of this situation to be healed. So this kind of brought some attention to some, I'm going to say, childhood wounds, abandonment wounds, self-worth stuff, ego stuff, you name it. All of that ugly stuff that likes to get buried and makes us do stupid stuff is coming up to be healed. So this doesn't ever happen to you again. What else is a sticking point? What else is a sticking point for you? Last card, Observer. How is that a sticking point? Again, that feels like, okay, so it feels again like if that's a sticking point or a block, is like for you to just sit back and let things play out the way they're supposed to is very, very difficult for you. So maybe there's some control issues here, and that's part of what you are trying to make things happen your way, because you can't sit back and just let the universe play things out the way they're supposed to. Everything will happen in divine timing, and you're not good at that. So, practice patience. I'm going to get a couple cards. Last words from the universe. Spruce up your nest. It's time for a little spring cleaning. Your home is sacred and your surroundings matter. Honor where you recharge and fill it with beauty. Make space by giving away or donating what you don't need. Clutter could be someone else's gold. Plus, when we have less to process physically, we have more room to process things emotionally. A clear head and new room for great art awaits. Spruce up your fabulous nest. I think after this whole tower moment and this whole thing went down, it might be a good idea to remove that person from your life, remove any remnants of that, and it sounds like there's some old stuff that you're hanging on to emotionally and physically that you just need to get out of your life and just kind of breathe some fresh air in. That would be a good place to start. If you are feeling like you just want to stay in bed all day or stay on the couch because you're like so depressed or whatever, do a little summer here, but do a little spring, summer cleaning and take some stuff to Goodwill. If you have some of that other person's stuff in your possession, give it back to them or take it to Goodwill, but remove any negative stuff out of your house. Your vibrations are already low enough. That would be a good place to start. So there's one more. Believe. There's magic all around you. Open up to the wonders of the universe. Notice the connections and synchronicities. Follow your feelings and believe with all your heart. We successfully manifest our dreams when our feelings are in alignment with our plans. From that sacred union, the right ideas take shape. The best relationships blossom, and the stuff that's meant to be easily falls into place. Everything is possible. So the universe just yanked the plug on a bad relationship because they know deep down inside that's not what you want. Although you were heading down that road because you were using old programming to go down that road. So basically the universe pulled the plug and they're like, we need to revamp a few things here and then we'll set you off on the right direction to find that relationship or opportunity or whatever that you want. So be patient. This is all happening for a reason, even though it doesn't feel like it at this point in time. All right, I'm going to stop here. I will see you guys middle of August. Bye.